So how do you actually price your brand new Amazon product? I discussed that in this video. Hello everyone, it's Sajad, Stealth Amazon FBA. So let's get to the first point. Now, this relates to the 999 pricing. So what do you do in terms of your pricing? Let's say your target price for your product is £20 or dollars. That's a good kind of example to use. For most of you as beginners, that would be around the area that you're pricing your product. So why 19.99 or 19.97 rather than £20? Now, a lot of people believe that nowadays that kind of pricing doesn't work anymore. Now, I'm here to tell you that it still does work. You don't want to price your product at £20. You want to do it at 19.99 or 19.97. It just works with humans. It's worked for the last, 40, 50 years. And to be honest, nothing has really changed. So I highly recommend using that type of pricing structure, ending the number in terms of after the decimal point, 99 or 97, that tends to work. Now, if it's something else in between, that's fine too. But I would highly recommend not using whole numbers because it still does look more attractive at £19 something price than a £20 price. So that's my first point. Second point in terms of pricing is, weirdly, don't think too much about what's happening after the decimal point. Like I said, as long as it's not a whole number, don't worry that much about the pricing. It's probably not going to make that much difference. And remember, pricing is something that you can change every day if you wanted to, although that's not recommended, of course. Make a price idea and kind of stick to it and run it for a week or two and just see how it goes. Now, in terms of point 3, when you first launch your product, you have to start aggressive in terms of pricing. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, long term on Amazon, you're not trying to beat other sellers by being the most competitive. Now, I've done that as well. I've undercut other sellers and it's worked really well on certain products when your ROI is quite high. But in general, you don't want to be playing that game on Amazon. You want to make sure you differentiate your product and just make sure it's better in a lot of ways than the competition. And I'll discuss differentiation in another video. By the way, if you're new, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, and then you'll get notified about these product research videos. So what do I mean by low? Well, what I would say is analyze all of the main competitors in your niche. Now, let's say they're all selling for $19.99 or around that point. What you need to do is you need to come in at $15.99 or $16.99 initially. And the reason for that is because you don't have any reviews and you don't have any kind of sales history or ranking as yet. So you need to give customers a reason to buy your product, and they need to buy your product in droves, and they need to be buying your product just as much as the main competitors. That's how you get ranking, and then you can slowly start to increase your price in increments towards your target price, and more on that in just a minute. Another tip for you, and this is another one I've been using over the last couple of years and I teach my students to do, is try your best to use other kind of incentives like vouchers or even a sales offer whereby if your customer purchases 2 of your item, they get a big discount on the overall sale. So let's say they order 2 of your item and it's priced at $19.99. So rather than paying just under £40 for 2, they actually get 20% off. Yes, you might be thinking, well, Sajad, that's going to eat into my profit. However, it'll do a massive thing for your conversion rate. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's say at the moment for your listing, you get every 10 page views, you get 1 sale. So your conversion is 10%, which is fine for Amazon. It's a bit on the low side, but it works. Now, how do you get your ranking better? Because Amazon wants to show products on that first page that have the best conversion. Amazon wants you to be selling at least 20% conversion rate on your listing, ideally. That's how you get above the other competitors. So a trick that you can use is if you have that offer, what that means is, let's say for every 3 or 4 customers, one of them purchases 2 items or maybe even 5 of your item because you're doing an extra discount for multiple products. Let's say they have a school or they have a massive family and they need more. Now, what does that do to your conversion? Well, think about it. If they're ordering 2 instead, that's going to double your conversion. Because remember, Amazon are basing it on number of page views and number of sales. Now that one customer is only seeing your page once. However, they've purchased more items than they needed. And this causes craziness in the algorithm. I've had products when I first launched where the conversion rate is almost over 100%. So how is that possible? It's because the price is so attractive at the beginning. And because I'm doing these extra offers that people are ordering multiple units. And then you can really game the algorithm. And then once you've got ranking, remember what you can do is you can actually mess around with your price. You can increase your price, you can remove offers and all of that stuff later. But to get the ball rolling, this is what you need to maximize your conversion rate and maximize your sales. So be aggressive with your pricing, but remember, it's just something we do at the beginning to get the ball rolling. And my final bit of advice for you is regards to what to do with the price point as you work towards your target price, which let's say is around £20. And let's say you're selling at 15 at the moment. You have to be careful with this. You have to increase in increments, in my experience, and do it very slowly rather than rush. Because again, you don't want to suddenly jump to 20, your conversion drops significantly, because then Amazon will push you down in the algorithm again. However, you don't want to be afraid of it either. Increase to 16 once you're making comfortable sales, and don't immediately think after one day, oh, my sales have suddenly slowed down, I need to go back. Give it a little bit of time. I'd say about 3 to 5 days minimum. Kind of monitor it and then increase again if you're maintaining really good sales, and eventually you'll find that sweet spot in your niche. And then the main thing you need to focus on after that is just making sure you don't run out of stock. So make sure you start preparing for restocking if sales are going well. Again, if you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button. It really helps me out here on YouTube. Otherwise, please comment below about any other areas you'd like me to cover when it comes to selling on Amazon. Thanks very much for listening.